going? It's your boy Ash, and here we are again for another episode of the RTG Working Man's Road to Glory. Guys, I think we've done it. Have we done it? Have we cracked the case? Have we unearthed the secret? Are we in the Matrix? Who knows? But I'll tell you what we're going to do, is we're going to find out, did I finally make rewards? Let's have a look. But before we do that, as always, this is financial game. It does involve spending your own hard-earned cash. So as always, do your own research, your own education before you put your hand in your wallet, and find out whether or not you're allowed to spend it from the missus. Once you've done that, do your research on this game. Use my link. If you use my link, not only will you get a free card, that card could be tier 3, tier 2, tier 1. It could be a star player. You could get a Messi. You won't get a Messi, but you could get a card. Sorare.com/AshMann-SPORTZ. As we did last week, or well, let's say last week, a couple of days ago, we had Irondale 22 that you can see here. We went through, we checked. He hasn't done any more cards, my man. You need to get a move on there. But we've got Arifsk. We're going to click on him. This is a new guy. 2. He's already, what? He's already got 2. Let's have a quick look. He's on the move. He's on the move. Let's have a look. Let's see what my man's got. We're going to go into here. We're going to check his cards. Well, it says he's got 5 cards here. Yet he's only got 2. So I'm assuming that you bought... Let's just check here. You must have bought 3 of these through manager sales. Oh, yeah. There you go. Yeah, so you got them off manager sales. And have you done that on these as well? Let's just click on Hector Jimenez. I used to have this card when I first started as well. It was one of the free cards that, not free cards, it's one of the cards that I bought when I did the referral. So this one actually was, yeah, this one was that you bought this off there, which I'm assuming have you done the same for this. You've gone for 2 Hectors. Yeah, he's done, yeah, he would have done the same. So these must be the 2 cards that you've gone ahead and done that. Let's have a quick look at your common base. Let's see what you're working at. Well, you're 2 out of 5, my mate, so that's fantastic. Only 3 more to go. They are at like £3 a pop. So a little bit further to go, but we'll get in there. Now, I see one player straight away, Oliver Bowman. My guy, if you've been watching this channel, you'll know I'm invested in this. I got him for about £190, so I can tell you, you don't even need to do the research. It was about £200. I think he's roughly going for about 160 at the moment, maybe 170. But he's normally at 200 upwards. So you got Oliver Bowman, Hoffenheim, my team. I'm loving Hoffenheim at the moment. We've got an Ajax player I see here, which is Eredivisie. You've got, is that Valencia? Yeah, you got a La Liga player. What's here? Another La Liga player. And we've got a Borussia Dortmund, Torgan Hazard. So you've got a Bundesliga. And you've actually got another... My guy, you've got 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you definitely put in Spanish league that you preferred, or them as a team. So you must be. Are you a La Liga fan? Just write in the comments if you're a La Liga fan there. So and if you are, what team do you support? In fact, this goes for all of you guys in the comments. It's always me telling you about what I'm doing and what works for me. You guys tell me what works for you. What teams do you support? You know, what works for you? What success are you having in the game? You ask me. You tell me some stuff. Or if you've got questions for me, you want to know anything about me specifically, or what I do, or anything, drop some comments, let me know. I'll add that into the videos. It's all good, all interesting stuff. Now, let's have a quick look here. So we've gone into here. Now, once you've done this, guys, we're going to now go straight into my club, and we're going to have a look at what I've got. So I finally went out and bought somebody. Why did I go out and buy somebody? Somebody who I've been really, really wanting. That's right, another Hoffenheim player. I got myself a Kramaric. I've been wanting this player for ages, but he's always at, 120, 130, up to 150 he's gone up to. That's even when he was injured as well, and he had a couple of matches off. This guy just always hits 120, 130 plus. However, how impressed are you here? Check this out. I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but I seem to be finding the right times, the right places. We click on here, and what do we see? Check this out. Check this out. Look at this. Where's the yellow dot there? Ooh! £90. The lowest anyone got there was £92. £93, £92. I mean, you had to all go back until mid-February, which is only a couple of weeks, but in a couple of weeks' time, I'm basically in the last sort of, well, since February to now, start of February, in the last month, I'm probably one of the lowest people to get him, £90.26. So this guy was actually at £100. I just went ahead and just said 90 quid. Normally what happens is you guys will get the same thing, is I put an offer in. I might have to offer 6 or 7 times on 7 or 8 different Kramariches until eventually, for example, one would get accepted. I literally put my first offer in, just thought, you know what it is, I'll be cheeky. I put 90 quid in. I put 90. I had, I think, £120 in the kitty. Not that I put it in, it was just money from other sales. We just had £120 in total. I went ahead and got myself a Kramaric. 90 quid, guys. 90 quid. This guy is going to bang. If we have a look at his SO5 scores right now over the last year, you'll see here, he hits. Yeah, he was having, at the start, he's not too good. He then went into a run of form. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 7, 6 out of 7. He was class. Had a couple of bad stinkers. Went on to a bit of form again. A few games. But if you look, it's kind of a 50-50 whether or not he does class or not. If he has a good game, he has a good game. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But I think now he's coming back into form. Hopefully he's just starting to pick some fitness up. I'm expecting minimum, absolute minimum, 50, 55 on each game. If not, going into the 60 or 70 if he gets assists and goals. And we all know in that team, who's the best assister, who's the best scorer. For argument's sake, you'd probably say he's probably the best in both. It's age 30, nearly 31 this year, I think. So he's still in his prime years, or coming to the end of his prime. Still got another good 2 or 3 years in him. I mean, guys, I'm very, very happy with Andre Kramaric. Now, the reason how I was able to sell him is because I actually put a player up. Now, if you remember, I got 2 Strasbourg players. One was I'll find out in a second, but the second one was not him. It was Lucas Perrin. What's happening here? Lucas Perrin. I bought this player here. 80. Oh, well, actually bought him there. Yeah, £82. That was the worst mistake I ever did, because he only had this price within the last year. This was the highest. It went up to £82, £85. I got him. I don't know what I was thinking, but I paid £82 for him anyway, thinking, oh, will this be a play for a year? I can't be thinking a year from now, paying 80 quid on a player. Maybe a year from now, spend 20 quid on a player, 30 quid, but £80. I need to invest that money right now, this second. So I was like, okay, I need to sell him. However, a few days goes by, he drops straight to 60 quid. Now, anybody else who's got £1,000, £2,000 in this game might look at 20 quid and go, well, I still want the 60 quid. They'll just sell him and lose £20. I can't afford to do that. So it was Ibrahima Sissoko. I just got the other player there. Ibrahima Sissoko, which we haven't sold. He's dropped by about 30 quid, and we're not selling him until his price goes back up to around that price. But we were lucky. Lucas Perez, if we have a look at his scores here, you're going to see... I've had a long day, guys, I'll be honest with you, so I'm probably not the best time to be making this video. I'm not all with it, so do bear with me. But look at these 2 scores. He had 2 games back-to-back, great, and because he had 2 games, he goes from dropping from £82 down to like 60 quid. He then goes back up. Now, what's weird is that he does say 76.51. I may have sold him at 76.51, but for some reason I have it, and I don't care what this game tells me. I'm sure I sold him for £81. But since the sale, it said £76. So maybe I did sell him for £76.51, even though, I mean, it's only like a £4.50, £5. I basically lost on him. Yeah, lost on him. However, I've got most of my money back. So with that, plus the extra money I already had in, that's how I was able to finance the Kramaric sale. Now, the secret. We were talking about the secret. We're going to get to it. We go into the matches. Let's have a look. When the matches decides to load up. Here we go. Now, as you can see here, there was 600 cards that we're going to give out, which I've already done the maths for you to make it nice and easy. It was around 335 points, roughly, you needed just to hit a tier 3. I got 305 points. I've never made even 250 points. I think 230 something is my highest. However, from the last video, when we'd spoken about the 2 extra players that came in the top 20 that we used the most, Matt Hummels is the defender, Ferland Mendy. these two guys came up as solid players that the top 20 people use. That was within my budget of up to, say, £100 a player. And I put Mendy in. He goes ahead and gives me, he does have a +7, but he gave me 89, which with his +7, 95 points. You imagine if I had smacked the captain on him, I mean, we're talking, there's an extra 20%. It would have been 100, 110, 115, whatever it is. That could have been the difference between me nearly getting rewards just by choosing the captain. However, it just shows you, getting a Matt Hummels, that gets me 72 points with his captaincy and 95. So there's like 160 points just on 2 players that were recently acquired. Now, the Pedro, I said I got this player, and if you remember, I said just because he gives me 50, 55 points, it's not a wealthy, but he's just going to give me a solid 50, which is what I wanted. And he came out with the percentages, 55 points. So he did what I thought he was going to do. I'll probably now just go ahead and sell him if I can get around the exact same price, give and take a £5 or so. So he's done what I wanted him to do. Oliver Bowman is sticking in there. It's as simple as that. He's just keeping. Yeah, if I sold a few more players and I was managed to get rid of that Ibrahima Sissoko and a few others, I might be able to go from a £200 goalkeeper to maybe a £300 goalkeeper, and that could be the difference between me getting 45, 50 points to maybe 60 or 65 points, and that could be the difference between getting it. And maybe one day in the future we'll upgrade the goalie, but right now I'm happy. I got him at a 190 and I'm very happy with that. So we're sticking with Oliver Warman for the foreseeable future. We're sticking with Matt Hummels, we're sticking with Mendy. These players aren't going anywhere anytime soon. These 2 players, however, are going. Why? Because Babu, from all accounts, when you watch him, and I watched the Hoffenheim game only a couple of days ago, he looks amazing. He's fast, he's quick, he's agile. He does get goals, he does get assists, and his stats show that. The problem is that he's just running through, I think, 3 or 4 games back to back where he's getting under 50 points. Excuse me. He's not doing great at all. And I'm sorry, but if I've got a striker and I'm going to have the one striker on, I want a striker that's going to score me goals, or at least have ability to every other game get me assists and goals. That's what I want. Somebody who's always going to get me, like this Pedro Chavilla, somebody who's always going to hit minimum 50 up to 70 or something. I just want consistent players. I don't want players that hit 30, hit 70, because if I wanted that, I could just pay 30 quid on a player and he might just have a good goal, a good game. So, these are the 2 players. Now we've got Kramaric. That means, Babu, you're gone, mate. Kramaric is going in. So we're still sticking with that sort of semi-stack of Hoffenheim. If I can get a replacement from Pedro with the £40 I've got, plus the £55 I get for Pedro, for 90 quid or so, if I can find a midfielder, finding one, or you guys can refer a midfielder that you think tonight I can get, and I'll have to see, then I'll stick him in. However, if not, then I'll just stick with Pedro. So that's where we're at the moment. This is the last slot. This is the piece of the puzzle. Once you imagine, guys, I was literally only like 30 points away. If I just had a striker that hadn't gone 30 and got me 66 points, or maybe 50, 55 with a percentage of 7, 8%, it would have got me close to an extra 30 points there. It's as simple as that. If I'd got Matt Hummels and didn't do 58 when he's been getting 70s and 80s recently, if he just had one of them games where he was getting 78, which is Matt Hummels for Borussia Dortmund, who have a cracking defence, he's probably going to always get me 70s. So if I just got Kramaric in this week and Hummels had done just slightly better by 5, 7, 8 points, I would have hit a tier 3, which means we would have had for the first time rewards. So that just shows you sometimes you can have 3 cracking players, but that one player can really just do it for you. And that's where we're at. That is where we're at the moment. So we're very close, but we're getting there. Casual, I'll be honest, this team surprised me. I put it in and I wasn't really too bad. I told you guys, we're not even going to go through the matches because I have a Liverpool stack and I only care when it's a Liverpool stack. However, I threw these things, they all had games, they were the next best things to Liverpool. However, I was surprised. I mean, we got 83 points, 73 points, just shy of 80 points. So, I mean, even Dzeko didn't score, got nearly 52 points. I mean, Unai Simon, really, I mean, they had a Barcelona match, conceded 4 goals and dropped to 28 points. Even when they were conceding 1 goal and 2 goals, I remember looking and he was on like 38 points, 39 points, which would have been the difference between me getting a star player and now a tier 1 player. So again, if he hadn't played Barcelona and hadn't conceded that amount of goals, I would be on a star player right now. Even if he has conceded 4 goals and Dzeko just assisted or scored 1 goal, I would have probably got a star player. So I was literally whiskers away from getting a star player. I was whiskers away from going and getting myself a tier 3. So we're obviously doing the right things. We're going on the right track. We need to stick with it. So that's where we are with the players. In regards to this, guys, going into March the 1st, March the 4th, which is our game week 249, just so you can see what I'm doing. I'm not going to go ahead and, well, I don't actually have a team. If we go into here and we actually have a look, you'll see whether I use used or don't use, it makes no difference. No game, defender. I've got nobody with a game, midfielder. Nobody has a game, midweek game, and striker, and the extra no game. Basically, I've got nobody that's playing games. So, that being said, because no one's playing games, I just went straight into mix. This is all I've done. I've gone into edit lineups, and as you'll see, because I've got now 6 goalkeeper, I've just gone ahead and created 6 teams. So at least they all get a 5% increase. That's all I'm bothered about now, is just getting a 5% increase. And I'm not going to do anything at all for this coming match. I'm not going to buy any players, sell any players. However, what I am going to do is I think I mentioned I've got £40, I believe, £30, £40 still in the key. That money is going to be invested in the coming days, the next 3 or 4 days, where we're going to buy cheaper players, £10, £12 or something, and we're going to sell them for £18, £20, and we're going to do that. How we're going to do that is we're going to go into here, and this is just showing you some of the team that I've got here. £715 plus the other £30 odd I've got there, so I'm probably rocking at about 745. So as you can clearly see, we're going up now, yeah? That's the thing, when you buy good players like Kramaric to hold the price, Ferland Mendes hold the price, Matt Hummels holds the price. You'll never see these players go down by 50%, might go down by 10%, 20%. They don't drop. Why? They're well-known names in European clubs, in top 4s, top 6s, consistently every year, and that's why they hold the price. So while getting these prices, except for Kramaric, where I got him for a cheeky 90 quid, he normally goes for a minimum £100 upwards, absolute minimum. He never drops. So that's just how it is. So what we do is to find a player. We're going to use, we'll use him for example, Pedro Schirella. So I'm just using him as an example. You can go and do this any way you want. And we're going to go to, let's just go into here, copy. So I'm just showing you one method on how you can do this. Once we've done it, we go into similar players. So you're going to go in similar players. You can go into whatever league you want. You don't have to be European. We can choose any. So if I go into, I don't know, let's go into a Challenger Europe, just because we always talk about champion. Let's go Challenger Europe, midfield, and we're going to search. These players are coming up. Forget about this, £100 odd. There's a 27-man player, but I said I've only got £30, £40, so there's all my money gone. So we're not going to go for him. Let's go for someone who's even cheaper. There's one at floor price £17. So we're going to go on him just for hypothetical sake, which is, I'm not even going to pronounce that name, guys. Russian Premier League. Maybe with everything that's happening right now, maybe I shouldn't have clicked on this specific player, but it's not this player's fault, is it? So he is an under 23 until July the 1st, 2022, so he's up this year. We have a look at his price now. I mean, £16 is, someone got him for £17. He has dropped down to £15. So in reality, he has a stable price of around, I'd say around about, well, we can do this together, probably £17.50, £18. If I was able to get this player for, say, £10, £12, and then selling, in fact, let's just see if we can even do that. Because this might just fail right now. We don't know, it might be a failure, we might actually do it. Let's go into market, we're going to go into cards right now. First of all, what we're going to do is, market, we're going to go into best value. This is how I do it anyway, is I go into best value, go into player. You can do it either way, I think. Once we find him, there's 27 of him. Limited only. Now, what we've got here is we've got the player. You can quite clearly see, if I just move this to lowest price. Now you can quite clearly see here, that if we go for his lowest price, he starts at £17. Yeah, £17. if I was to, let's just see if there's any of him on through there, which you click on the name, go into cards. Well, first of all, let's have a look at his description. Is he any good? Does he play? 15 appearances, 1,000 minutes. I think at the moment the going rate's around about 22 matches. Is on 15. He gets subbed out 6 out of 15. So I mean, 2/3 of the time he gets subbed out. He can do decisives quite clearly, but he also can be off the boil. So if we go into here and we'll go on to lowest price and we go into limited now, we can see here that he can go at 42p to work his way up. However, we've got all these are 2 days, 3 days. We don't have anybody that's ending in a few hours time. So yeah, this is what we're looking at. 17.39, 17. The reason why I was doing that, guys, sorry, just so you're aware, so you're thinking why is he going from the bids to the buys, is because if you go into just the buys at £17 odd, you go into bids, you might find that is ending in 3 hours time at, I don't know, like let's say £12.60 or something. You could go to put a bid on him. And once you go to put a bid, it will show, oh, well, it's going from £12.60 to £13.80 or something. You could then do that. The next bid then could jump from £13.80 to £15 with only 5, because they come with a standard 5% on all of these. Look, 5, 5, 5. But then someone might think, well, actually, I'm not going to bid again, because it's a bid again, it might be around 15, 16 quid. But I'd rather just pay the extra couple of pound and get myself a 6 or 6.5, 7% or whatever it may be. So sometimes it's worth just bidding if you think you're going to get it just slightly under and it's finishing in a few hours time. If it's finishing in a day or 2 days and you've got the patience for that, do that. But I like doing them when they're coming to the end. But this guy here, I would go and message him now and put an offer in a trade of, say, £10. I know he won't accept it. He may do, but he's not going to. And then what'll happen is I'll go £11.50, £12.60 or something, so eventually I can get him and work him, whittle him down. And while I'm doing this, because I've got the funds for it, I'll do exactly the same for this guy here, 17.81, and I'll probably do the same for him, because these are the 3 cheapest. And eventually I may get one of them, I may get 3, but eventually I'm going to get one of them. Once I've done that, I'll then just automatically list him up for an extra, I don't know, say that it's going, I get him for, I don't know, for like £15 or less, and I see these are going at £17 odd, I'll sell him for, say, £17, so just slightly under. So then you might think, well, all that time and effort just for a couple of pounds, but I'll do that, and if I can within half an hour make £2 or £3, that's £2 or £3. It may seem like nothing, but if I keep doing this for the next 3 or 4 days, and all I keep doing is doing this, spend a couple of hours a day doing it, I can probably make £2 on one player, £5 on another. I can make £10 on another player. That's what I'm going to do with the £30 that I got. I'm going to try and make it from £30 to £50 or £30 to £60 by the end. In fact, we'll do it. What is it now? It'll be March the 4th. So by March the 4th, I want to have at least £50 from the 30 that I've currently got. So I want to go minimum £20 to £30. That's what I'm going to try and do. It's just an extra 20, 30 quid. Is it going to make me get an incredible player? No, but just 20, 30 pounds. I might as well do something because my teams aren't playing. I won't be watching any matches unless there's something on. So in reality, what am I going to do? I'm just going to sit and just leave my players. I'm going to do something. I'm going to try and make some money while players are going cheap. And players are going cheap now, guys. They're going cheaper now than they will in a few days' time. Because the only players that will play now is, I'm assuming, Champions League, Europa League, people that have got international matches, whatever it may be. They're the only midweek ones. In reality, the big teams like just play in the Bundesliga, La Liga, Serie A, Premier League. They normally just play once a week generally. So when you get these midweek games, unless you've got a top 2, top 4 team that's playing in some form of extra, cup or something, other players just dip in price because they're not playing. It's as simple as that. So just try and be smart and think, okay, I'm going to be really savvy now. I'm going to check the leagues and see what I can get. So that's where we are in regards to this. Now, in terms of players, let's just get rid of this. Let's get rid of Lucas Burin. These are the sites that I've been using. So there is one site here, and this one is called Flash Score. What's good about Flash Score is that it's similar to these, except these are just Sorare and Sorare data. They will just tell you the players, how much the players are, and they'll tell you a little bit of information. What this does, Flash Score, is let's just choose Bundesliga because we've been talking about Hoffenheim and stuff, so let's just choose the Bundesliga as an example, you can go into the summary, which will just be general news to do with that specific league. So we'll talk about matches that have come forward, that have been recently played. You know, there's Hanover, Dusseldorf. It will tell you who are the winners, who are the losers. It will go into scheduled matches, the ones that are coming up in the month of March, and we're about to literally go into March as of tomorrow. So these matches we see from the 4th onwards. So not game week 249, but game week 250. On this one, it shows cup matches, round of 26, so there must be some cup matches going on. It will show you where the Bundesliga table is. It will show you form guards, which is, if you go into here, it will show you in terms of who's got the best form, not just on who has the standing in the table, but it will show you who's had the best run of form lately. You can actually go to here, which gives you all the scorers, who's the top scorers, their countries, where they're from, who they play for, how many goals, how many assists. So this gives you everything you need to know instantly on the same site. What you could even do is, if you wanted to go into sort of results, hypothetically, we can go into results, which then gives you, as I said, the results here. You can go into fixtures. We've got fixtures coming up, 4th, 5th, standings, which when it loads up, we'll see. Again, it just shows you the round of 23, round of 24. So I'm assuming this must be cup matches or something. And if we actually go on to a team, let's just pick a specific team for you. In fact, because we're on the German one, let's just see if we can find, you know what I'm about to say. Let's see if we can find, I can't find them. So because we can't find them, we're just going to pick a specific team. Let's just go Hanover. And then it will talk about a match. There you go, 2-0, and it will tell you exactly what happened. So you can go through the whole match. I'll be honest with you, have a play around with it, but this is just general information. So what I'll do is, if I know I like a player, instead of going on Wikipedia and try and find everything out, or Google every single thing, this is just slightly better. It just gives it all in one place, so you can find out the league, to the team, who they've played, when they're playing next, the standings, how many goals scored, assists, players, everything you want to know. You can literally just go from one page to another, to another, to another, and then just keep bouncing from one to the other. You can go from the Bundesliga, we can go off the Bundesliga, and we can go into not Germany, we can go into a La Liga, you can go into whatever you want. So this is just really good to play around with and just try and gain as much information from the same site and make it more accessible. We've got FOTMob, which you always know about from the very first thing. I use this the least because this is basically this, but it doesn't give you as much information, in my personal opinion. But it's still good. It's still just an extra bit of tool. One thing I do want to talk about as well, guys, is I'll just get rid of this and get rid of this, is I just want to talk a little bit about Sorare more than anything. We do so much about building teams and everything like that, but we don't actually talk about Sorare as a platform. I just want your thoughts on it, about Sorare, from when it's originated, the origin to where it is now. I mean, we can see this guy on the screen now, Erling Haaland. We all know that the story about what happened, it was a few weeks back, where, what was it here, the winning bid, came in at, 511, so over £500,000 was someone had actually paid on live, and I think they had loads of live content, and he went unique. I mean, it was Cristiano Ronaldo recently had been previously the highest one at 204. I mean, so just over £200,000. But I mean, to get 2.5 times the amount, or more than that, more than 2.5 times, it's just an amazing thing, amazing achievement, I suppose, from a millionaire, obviously. But I just want your thoughts on not only Erling Haaland, and about the whole, price fluctuations and how people start this game with a massive amount of money. And do you think it's fair? Is it not fair? Do you think that they should be prohibited to only certain divisions? Or do you think that they should be able to do it? Do you reckon there should be price points, price caps? I mean, other things to talk about. For example, what was it else I wanted to ask you about Sorare, which was... there was a couple of things, I'll be honest with you, just recent things that have been news about the 100,000. Yeah, about the 100,000 users that have bought I think it was bought 5 cards or more. What do you think about that? The fact that it's on 100,000 people now. and I think they're projecting by the end of 2022 or by the end of the start of 2023 they should have over 1 million users. I mean, what do you think about that? Do you think that's realistic? I think the fact that you've got these FIFA YouTube content creators like AshMann-SPORTZ, Nepenthes, I think they're the two biggest ones. The fact that they've come and brought, you know, hundreds of thousands of followers and automatically to the platform. Since they've done that within the last month, 4 to 6 weeks, the platform has drastically grown by a huge amount. You know, it's gone from, I think, something like 30,000 users, 40,000, all the way to 100,000. So quite clearly they have brought a huge backing. Do you feel like that's the right content? Because I don't know if you guys have played FIFA. I played it for a very long time, many years. Drove the missus absolutely up the bend. How many breakups I nearly had, I don't want to talk. How many controllers I smashed, I don't want to talk about. And how many holes in the wall I nearly did, I don't want to talk about. But what I will say is that it does come with millions of users, supporters. Are they the right mold, the right people to be coming across? Because it is a really toxic people. Whenever you see, you know, the chat, or if you're playing, I know that when I played myself, you know, I'm 33, I'm 34. If you guys don't know, I'm 34 on the 6th of March, so in a few days' time. But when you be playing there, you just know that there's some 12-year-old, 8-year-old on the other end pulling every skill move out. That's all they do every single day is play this game, and they're just, you know, schooling you. And I was pretty good, very good, and I would just get schooled by these players, and how irritating it would be. And you get the messages coming straight through saying, you know, you're absolutely abysmal, this. I mean, I'm being polite, but you can imagine messages, and I would just laugh at them all and think, you know, it's some kid playing this or whatever. But I just think with this, because it's so transparent, and you can see who's bought what, when they bought it, how much they bought it for. You can see timelines of the prices dipping, going up. You can manipulate the market to your advantage. This fits me more than FIFA ever did, and I feel so much more comfortable, relaxed, healthier just playing this. I can do this at my own time, my own pace, my own measure. With this one though, with FIFA, you would have to do it at certain dates for certain times. Now I know you've got to submit a squad every once in a while, every few days if you want, but with these ones you could only get rewards by hitting certain amount. You know, if you played it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I just want your general thoughts. I know I'm waffling here, but I just want your thoughts on the whole, where Sorare is now, where it's going, what's your opinions on that, and just some general consensus. But I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. So, have we found the puzzle? The puzzle is basically, we find out who the top players are. We find out what's the cheapest we can get them if they're affordable. And one by one, we implement, we put them in the team. Before we do that though, we have to find out if they're not in your budget, then go for players that are less recognised, that are playing in the bottom 5, bottom 10, but are scoring or are keeping or are on a good run of form, and use that to your opportunity. Buy them on the cheap, and when they start just dipping, quickly sell them. These are the certain things that I would personally advise to you, and that's what I would do. I have a budget now, as you've seen, nearly £750. One day in the near future will be at £1,000, hopefully in the next month or so. It is a working man's road to glory as well, guys. So if I feel like I want to at any stage put some more money in, I will do that. This isn't a poor man's where we're starting from nothing, we'll do it. And it's not a rich man's, it's a working man's. So I can put money in, you know, I get paid once a month. If once a month I want to put £50 in, £100, I might do that. If I want to go a couple months and I don't, I won't. So that's where we're at with it. So we're going to finish it there, guys, and wrap up. And what we're going to say is this. I want to say thank you very much. Every time I come on here, I say the same thing. We only started 4 weeks ago. I think now we're on, how many subscribers? I think on the last video I said to you I was close to, I think I was 38, 39. Just in the last 2 days since the last one, we're now on altogether. We are now on 48 subscribers, if you can see that. Yes, no? We're on 48 subscribers, so we're on nearly 50 subscribers. So we've gone around 10 subscribers in 2 days, which is just crazy. You know, we went for the first 4 weeks and had nobody except for just the same people that had done this, which is fantastic, by the way. Love you guys all to pieces, you know, all you guys who are doing it and will do it. but we've had 2 new people back to back 2 days, and one of them's already started. So there must be some momentum starting to go there. So I'm really, really happy to see that. As always, guys, if you want to join Sorare, do it at your own leisure, at your own cost. Try and use this link. You know, if you can support your boy. I am a small-time YouTuber, very, very small, just starting out. So sorare.com/r/ashman88. Pop that in. Go ahead, grab your 5 cards. If you get a cracking one, amazing. If I get a cracking one, fantastic. We're here to support each other. I will be starting a Discord because I've been asked to do it, which is by the very first person, so I'm so, so happy. I will start that, and any information you get, help me, and vice versa. Alright, well, we'll wrap it up there, guys. This is your boy, Ashman. Love you all, and peace out.